Hello, everybody, and welcome to this stream here. Uh, yeah, I hope you can hear me. Um, so today, as you can see in the title, we are making a game in a completely random programming language, right? So, technically, what I would do is like I would ask maybe ChatGPT, like, give me a random programming language, and it give me a random programming language, and everything's fine. But I did that off stream. I already did that off stream. So I know that's kind of dumb, but I still wanted to stream it because yeah, why not? I mean, let's program in this random language. And it's kind of not random anymore because I already chose it. But the language is Ada, because it gave me Ada. I have a recording of it because I'm making a video for it, like a YouTube video. And yeah, so we're going to make a game in this programming language called Ada. I think it's a really cool language. Wait, the music, right? So like this. Let's turn off the boxes. Right. So here's my chat. Nice. As you can see in the top right corner, I set up like a tippy stream. It's this service where you can tip stuff. If someone will find the stream, maybe you can, like, if you want, you can tip. Right. So I already got a little bit of stuff working because there's this language. No, not language. Oh my god, what was I saying? There's this engine, right? This rendering engine called Runara that I created. It's a really simple engine. It's basically just an implementation of like a OpenGL batch renderer with text rendering, rectangle rendering, image rendering, and stuff. And this is going to be used for rendering the game. But this thing is written in C, so it's called Runara. There's also a GitHub for it. I can show you the GitHub. So github.com/cococrest/Runara. Right? It's this engine. That's the logo. And as you can see, it implemented like a text rendering system with FreeType for loading glyphs and HarfBus for text shaping the text. So it's primarily used for rendering user interfaces because that's going to be the backbone of rendering. For example, this interface, you see here is this a bar. It's a really simple interface because it just shows the current workspace. And I made this with also in my own UI engine. But I want to rewrite that UI engine that I'm talking about to be retained mode UI because it's immediate mode UI, which is pretty inefficient. And that's why I created this rendering engine, right? To render my retained mode UI in my other library that's called Rave, but it's not public, so, that's why I created this engine. And it's just one C file, and it's about 1,500 lines of code. Right, so that's the entire thing. And now, what do I do if I want to program in this random language called Ada? I just create bindings for it, right? So that's what I did. I basically have a bindings.ads file, which consists of bindings I need to, like, for example, get windowing set up with GLFW, which is also a C library. For that, I created bindings. And so you have this GFW thing, and then you also have RN, which is Runara, and it just binds, like, I created bindings for all of those functions that I need, for example, rendering images, loading textures and stuff. Hussein, you girl, Dul. Hi, what's up, bro? What's up? I think the chat isn't working, right? Because I have a chat widget, but I think the Tippy stream said something like they don't support YouTube chat or something. I have no idea why. But whatever. Right, so that's the bindings I created. So that's what I did, and then I also did a really simple game which just has all of this stuff, and then it initializes a window and initializes the rendering library with rn init somewhere here. So rn init, which initializes this rendering library, and then yeah, just while not GFW window should close. It's basically the same thing as in C, but just in this language. And then you say rn begin to begin a rendering, and you render those images, and you end. That's what I did. That's all. So it's basically not a game. But today, and maybe in the next stream, I want to make a game out of it. So we can start it. As you can see, it has this random pixel art background and this square. And yeah, just Hassan enough, man. Easy to pronounce alone. And may I ask you why you did pick GFW as a graphics library? So I didn't pick GFW as a graphics library because it's not really a graphics library, you know? GFW is just like, I mean, if you look up gfw.org, I guess. GFW is an open source multi-platform library for OpenGL and Vulkan development on the desktop. It provides a simple API for creating windows, context, and surfaces. Right, so it just, what it basically does, it's an abstraction over the windowing systems of, for example, Linux, Windows and stuff, and it just uses X11 on Windows or Wayland or what you use, and it creates a window with that and an OpenGL context, right? And that's pretty simple to do, but I just picked GFW and not native X11 because then there is more support for the game, because then you can use Win32 as well. You know, that's why I picked GFW. And maybe you could say, why didn't you pick SDL? Just because I'm comfortable using GFW, right? I always use that, so why not use it again? But as a rendering engine, I'm using my own thing. So Runara, that thing, and that renders stuff. And I use that because I wrote it, so I know a lot of things about it, and I can always change it. Right? Okay, so what I noticed, where's the width of the window here? The width of the window is kind of too big for this thing. Have you heard of the programming language Lobster? Sounds funny, like I didn't hear of it, but I mean, I can Google it. So, and by the way, let's open a private window to not leak anything. So, Lobster lang. The Lobster programming language. What the hell? Lobster is a programming language to combine the advantages of static typing. Isn't it just a something like Rust? But I didn't hear of it. Okay, it's okay, nice. Cool. Why Ada? Because it's the random language that got chosen by ChatGPT. Like, I asked ChatGPT, give me a random programming language in that I can program a game. And I said, give me one word, and it told me Ada. So that's why I'm using it. I don't know anything about it. I learned it in the yesterday and the day before yesterday. And now I want to make a game in it. ChatGPT-led development. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say that. You can say that. All right. So what I wanted to do, I mean, can I do file and then something like grass.png, and okay, it gives me the file size. That's perfect, like the size of the image. So let's say 420 by 420. That's a cool image size, by the way. And game. Okay, so I don't know how, but somehow you can make the window not resizable, but like I'm using my custom own window manager, like it's called Ragnar, but this window manager, right? I don't know if it supports windows that are not resizable. But let's check, you know? I mean, we can check that, maybe also fix that, but I think fixing that won't work because I would restart the window manager and that would kill the stream. Okay, so let's create a binding for a function, a very particular function. I think it's a procedure actually, So it's called glfw window hint, and this function just sets hints for the window. So I think it takes in like the hint and then the value, right? And I think those are both ints. At what age did you start coding? I started coding at, I think, 10 years or 9 years, and so I coded for 6 years, because now I'm 16. So I don't know, I have a little bit of experience, I would say, but some people have more experience, so it's intermediate, I would say. So it takes in a hint and then a val, and you can specify though types, like arguments with the same types with commas and Ada, which is cool. I like that. It takes an int, and then we say I never used Ada but looks interesting. Is it a GCC compiled language? Yes, it is actually GCC compiled, which is also cool. ZK, hello, welcome to the screen. Welcome to the screen. GFW window hint, and then the actual function name, because that's just the function that the function name how we want to call it in our code, and that's the name of the actual thing, how it's called in the GFW library, right? So that's basically it. Now we have a binding for that function, and in here we can now say, before we create a window, what you're doing. Coding a game in a random programming language, which happens to be Ada. Pragma is an interesting keyword, right? I mean, C also uses it. I don't know if it's some preprocessor stuff. I don't know if that even exists in Ada. So GFW window hint, and then you have some. So let's go into